All right, and we are back here on the GSMC Sports Podcast. And for the second part of the show, we're going to talk about Netflix trying to maybe get the rights to the Sunday afternoon package in the NFL. So I did see this on X, and then I looked into it more. And yeah, this is a legit thing. This is a legit thing. So Netflix, of course, they broadcasted the two games on Christmas, and they got marquee names, doing the coverage and doing the broadcast, and it was a good broadcast. And I know there were some people that were skeptical of it because of some of the issues with some of the other sports, the WWE that there was, or not the WWE. It was the no, it was the Jake Paul Mike Tyson fight. How that was buffering. People were dealing with that and there were some concerns about it going into the two games, but it was fine. It was fine. Now, you guys know me. I'm all about tradition. I'm all about keeping things the way they are. So, naturally, I'm going to tell you I'm not a fan of this. Now, for Netflix, it's easy accessible. It's easy to access for me. But it's just, having to go to a streaming platform and pulling up my game that I want to watch. Rather than, hey, turn on the TV, go to the channel, and there you go. Now, for a majority of the year, pretty much the whole year, I was watching Red Zone. Any kind of Red Zone. Or just a Sunday ticket. Because, being from the New York area, the teams that I'm forced to watch weren't very good. Weren't very good. So I would be trying to watch games that were better, or at least just skip around to other games. So this is a big deal though. This is a big deal because for years now, CBS and Fox have owned that those time slots. And Netflix, they dipped their toes into the NFL, and the numbers did good. The numbers did good with the two games that they aired. Now, were the games great? No, because they were two blowouts. Kansas City blew out Pittsburgh, and the Ravens blew out the Texans. Now, I think when Netflix originally took those games, and I thought to myself, yeah, these games aren't going to be that bad. Yeah, they were awful. They were awful. Now, Fox has had the rights to the NFC package, or no, Fox acquired the NFC package from CBS in 1994, and CBS snatched the AFC package from NBC in 1998. I mean, Sunday afternoon has been controlled by those two networks for years. Now, they've kind of uh, changed some things where you have, like two AFC teams will be playing on Fox or two NFC teams will be playing on CBS. They sometimes will do that. Which to me, growing up, yeah, AFC teams would be on Fox, AFC matchups would be on Fox now, or AFC matchups would be on CBS, NFC matchups would be on Fox, and then yeah, you'd have times where there'd be an NFC team playing an AFC team on CBS or vice versa. But the this is the interesting part. Now, this is on uh, NBCSports.com. So the current broadcast deal runs through 2033. However, the league has the right to pull the plug on the deal 4 years early, and it likely will. So it is possible that we could be watching Sunday afternoon games, not just on Christmas, but regular Sunday football on Netflix. So I'm telling you right now, if you are watching this and you don't have a Netflix account, you better make one because it's coming. It is coming. And I feel bad for the older generation because it's just now look, I have my grandma, she has access to these streaming platforms, so it's not going to be a problem for her, but there's going to be groups of people that they're going to be like, what happened to football? Now I got to go and get this Netflix and pay, extra money. I get it. It's tough. it is annoying, but that's just where everything is going. That is where the Super Bowl will be going at some point. And maybe you might have to pay to watch the Super Bowl. Maybe it's a pay-per-view. I hope not, but it's going to happen at some point. Because if Netflix didn't do well, then yeah, then they wouldn't be bidding for the NFL. Well, we don't know that. We don't know for sure. It's a hypothetical, but they did do well. Even though the games were not great, the simple gameplay, but people tuned in to watch the games. So Netflix takes that and goes, okay, well, we want to take it a step further. We want to control Sunday. And it's possible that it could happen as soon as, I guess, this year, this upcoming season. So we'll have to wait and see what happens there. Now, you figure if that does happen, a lot of these broadcasters are going to go over to Netflix. But it just now it's like, well, how are the playoffs going to shape out? I mean, are the championship games are going to be on Netflix? Because Fox and CBS have been doing the championship games for years. Not just, I mean, obviously they've been controlling, the regular season, but now Netflix. So the NFC Championship game, the AFC Championship game, they're going to be on Netflix. That means they'd be one step closer to getting the Super Bowl on a streaming platform. And I don't want that to happen, but that is where we're going. There is nothing that we could do about it. We are just going along for the ride. We are going along for the ride. But we'll see. We'll see. I mean, maybe they get, games like they got on Christmas where, you'll have like an exclusive game on Netflix. Maybe it's for the international games. Because that's also a possibility. Because a lot of times those games will be on NFL Network. I know ESPN Plus. It could be something like that. But I don't know. No, they want everything. That's a big chunk of the pie. And then you figure, another streaming platform's going to come in and say, we want Sunday Night Football. I mean, now NBC owns Peacock, but, and you got Amazon that already has Thursday Night Football. So, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. But it's just something that was interesting that I thought I should cover. Because that's where everything's going. Everything's going. You got all these apps that you need. I just downloaded the Gotham Sports app last night. Just in case if I'm on the go and there's a Yankee game I want to watch, I could put it on my phone. It's a combination of the Yes Network and MSG, the MSG app. So you get Knicks, Rangers, Islanders, all the teams that are on MSG. Which it's good. It's good to have that. But there's no exclusive Yankee game that's going to be airing on the spring training. Spring training there'll be games that air on this app, but in the regular season, it's either Yes or the Yankees are on Amazon Prime on certain days. There's like 20-something games. So, but I keep saying it. That is where everything is going. It's not going to stop. It's not going to stop. The only way it would stop is if people just did not watch it. Like I said, if Netflix's numbers were not great on Christmas, people didn't tune in and watch the NFL on Christmas, this probably doesn't happen. But because the numbers degrade, people tune in. They're gonna keep putting their foot forward, and they want to take a big chunk of this pie, most of the pie. They want to control your Sundays. Come to their platform and watch the games. So, and like I said, we're going along for the ride. I would be tuning in. So they got us, and like I said, there's really nothing we can do about it, unless you just don't want to watch it. But we're gonna watch it on whatever platform. So let me know what you guys think about that. Interesting development there. So we are going to, before we go to our first break, I just want to remind you guys once again to tip or donate and get your comments recognized. Make sure to hit that super chat button in the chat if you want to see me acknowledge any thought or comment you may have throughout the live broadcast. It makes the show more lively, more entertaining between myself, the host, and you guys, the viewers. We appreciate you guys' viewership each and every day, so any contribution you can make to the show means the world to us as we put out content for you guys each and every day. And also, the other way to help out the show is by going to the link at the bottom of the show segment on the ticker, GSMCPodcast.net. That is GSMCPodcast.net. So, when we come back from our next break, we will turn things over to baseball. We will talk about Vladimir Guerrero Jr. and the Blue Jays. So, they were not able to agree to a long-term deal. So, he's going to be testing free agency next season. And we'll talk about, if he's going to stay with the Blue Jays, is he going to end up going elsewhere? We'll get into all that when we come back. So, some more baseball talk. It's been nice to be able to talk about it once again here on this platform. So, that is what we'll get into, Vladimir Guerrero Jr. and the Blue Jays. So, with that being said, stick around, and we'll be right back here on the GSMC Sports Podcast.